Hi, my name is Uryan, and I had an amazing privilege to bring the message of who Jesus is to a country in the Middle East for a year. I remember getting into the country, and I went there with this organization called CREW, which is for college ministry, campus ministry. We get there and we find out we lost the partnership and we weren't allowed to be on campus. So we were definitely finding ourselves in a lot of confusion and not knowing what to do. Well, we knew God had brought us there, so we were trusting in that. We were praying a lot, and we decided that we'd go to cafes, try to meet students there. I was able to have really great conversations with them about what it is to be a man, what it is to love, what does it look like for them as a person in their culture. And kind of through these conversations, they initiated talking about who God is and who Jesus is. It made me so happy to know that they were the ones that wanted to know. We have the first outreaches in the city. We're hoping to have maybe 30 people who didn't know who Jesus was, who weren't believers, come, and we ended up having 60 people there. And I've been trying to get this guy to go to church for like weeks, and he finally shows up after this event, and he's like, I really like this people here at the church that we were going to. And he ends up going even when I wasn't able to go. It's so cool to know that God is at work, and God is working even when we're not able to be there. I got to see one of our believing students finally be able to proclaim that he was a Christian, that he believed in who Jesus is. And that was such a beautiful sight. And not only that, I got to see 3 people put their faith in who Jesus is and become Christians. It's been crazy to see God at work, and trusting God will continue to work even though I'm not there now. The best way to see God, to have that image of who he is through the worship of all cultures, that he created all these different cultures, I got to see a better image of who Jesus is, of who God is, just through the worship of the Christians and believers in a Muslim country where there's so much fear as a Christian and so much persecution to have your faith in who Jesus is, but knowing ultimately God is greater than that fear. And I think that was awesome.